Welcome, freedom fighters, to the first edition of the Freedom News Network. I'm your host, James K. Sterling, Jr. Today we are talking about Mr. Adam Kokesh. If you're not familiar with him, he is popularly known for his Jefferson Dance Party video, where he and some other patriotic Americans held a flash mob at the Jefferson Memorial due to a recent law that was passed prohibiting dancing at all federal monuments. During his first attempt, he was choked and body slammed by one of the park's police. Outraged, a number of people decided to hold another event in solidarity with Mr. Kokesh. Now the events in Adam's life have taken a more serious turn. In May of this year, he called for plans to hold an open carry march on Washington, D.C., in response to the failure of the D.C. police to recognize the right to open carry. The SCOTUS ruling in the Heller case was supposed to put an end to the question of whether the D.C. police could enforce a law that was at odds with the Second Amendment. Mr. Kokesh had planned to hold the march only if he had reached the critical mass of 10,000 RSVPs. Because he did not reach that number, he instead decided to create a 23-second YouTube video depicting himself loading a shotgun in Freedom Plaza, a location at odds with its own name, as the area is no longer a free zone and is instead one of the most restrictive locations in the entire United States. After the video was posted, it quickly received thousands of views. People were eager to see the event happen. Following the video's popularity, Mr. Kokesh received much ridicule in the online community. People who were eager to criticize his actions filled the comment section of the videos with negative remarks. Though, after a few days, when his home was subsequently raided and Mr. Kokesh taken into custody, the reality of the situation began to sink in. During the raid, it is alleged that psilocybin mushrooms were found in proximity to his firearms collection, a collection which represented the majority of Mr. Kokesh's life savings. The raid was conducted using 20 SWAT team members, 2 low-flying helicopters, and 1 armored vehicle. After 2 brief knocks, the SWAT used an entry device known as a Halligan bar to breach the front door. The Adam vs. the Man team had only a brief moment to put up their dog Baloo, an American Pit Bull Terrier, before a flashbang grenade was thrown into the living room. Adam and his crew were detained while police searched the house for 5 hours, at one time even kicking Mr. Kokesh in the stomach when he asked to go to the bathroom. Once this news was released, Adam's fans were on the edge of their seats waiting to hear what charges he had been arrested for. As the days went on, the news that the mushrooms had been planted became widely known, as Adam himself said on a Fox News interview. Then there was talk that the federal government had plans to charge Mr. Kokesh with armed sedition, a charge that would effectively put an end to the Adam vs. the Man enterprise. Intentionally refusing to speak, Adam was held without bail until finally it was granted at $5,000. The crew began a campaign to raise funds to pay the bail and hire an attorney. After they raised just over $16,000, the bail was paid, but Adam was not released. Instead, he was held until federal authorities could take him into custody. Now we are all waiting to hear what happens next. This is a critical juncture in the freedom movement, and the actions of the federal government with respect to these charges will define what actions are needed to begin the arduous task of reversing the police state. This has been the Freedom News Network with your host, James K. Sterling, Jr. Stay free, stay proud, and stay human beings, damn it. Signing off.